Return of Swamp Thing is a 1989 American superhero film based on the DC Comics character of the same name. Directed by Jim Wynorski, it is a sequel to the 1982 film Swamp Thing, having a lighter tone than its predecessor. The film has a main title montage consisting of comic book covers set to Creedence Clearwater Revival's Born on the Bayou, and features Dick Durock and Louis Jourdan reprising their roles as Swamp Thing and Anton Arcane respectively, along with Sarah Douglas and Heather Locklear. Welcome back to DC Movie Rewind, where we look back at every live-action DC movie. Today we are discussing The Return of Swamp Thing. Coinciding with the release of the film, there was an anti-littering public service announcement aired on behalf of Greenpeace.
Out in the water. Swamp Thing!
You kids know plastic lasts hundreds of years when thrown into the environment.
Now, let's talk about the production. The movie was produced by Lightyear Entertainment and distributed by Millimeter Films, now known as Miramax. It was directed by Jim Wynorski. The movie was written by Neil Cuthbert and Grant Morris. The movie was also produced by Benjamin Melnicker and Michael E. Uzlan. Jim Wynorski said he became involved in the film when friends recommended him to Benjamin Melnicker and Michael Uzlan. They asked him what he thought of the 1982 Swamp Thing, and Wynorski thought it was very stately and well shot, but that it needed more action, a new suit, and additional kid elements. The producers were receptive to his ideas and hired the director. In 2008, Dick Durock told Bullseye.com that the suit made filming difficult. According to BPA, Locklear had a hard time working with the guy who played Swamp Thing in his human form. In a 2018 interview, director Jim Wynorski recalled that he wanted Louis Jourdan to refer to the character of Miss Poinsettia as Points. Jourdan refused because he knew that the character's nickname was a sexual innuendo referring to her breasts. The film was released on May 12, 1989. It stars Louis Jourdan as Anton Arcane, Heather Locklear as Abby Arcane, Sarah Douglas as Dr. Lana Zurrell, and Dick Durock as Swamp Thing. RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video released the film in 1989 on VHS. The film was issued on DVD by Image Entertainment, with a commentary by Wynorski, which suggests that some of the film's humor was not as intentional as it seems, and that Wynorski had a degree of contempt for the material. It had a budget of $3 million and made $5.7 million in the box office. It currently has a 56% critic score and a 53% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, a 4.7 out of 10 on IMDb, and a 39 Metacritic score. Heather Locklear won the Razzie Award for Worst Actress for her performance in the film. Peter David wrote a novelization of the film. Disappointed with the script, David rewrote large chunks of the story. To his relief, the producers enjoyed the changes and allowed the book to be published as written. In July 1990, US Network premiered the Swamp Thing television series. This saw Dick Durock reprising his role using a modified version of the Return of Swamp Thing costume. The series took a deliberate turn away from the campy themes of its 1989 film predecessor and leaned toward the darkness of Wes Craven's version. It lasted into 1993 with a total of 72 episodes. Also, a short-lived 5-episode animated series was also produced concurrently. It does not share continuity with either the films or live-action series. The character appeared in many other animated projects over the years. Since 2009, Joel Silver planned to produce a reboot of Wes Craven's Swamp Thing film franchise from a story written by Akiva Goldsman. In April 2010, Vincenzo Natali was confirmed to direct, but in May, he decided to delay the Swamp Thing reboot to pursue other projects. Since then, nothing has been said about the project. Swamp Thing was rumored to appear in an episode of Constantine, but the show was canceled before this could be proved or disproved. Swamp Thing got another live-action television series in 2019, which only lasted for 10 episodes. Another reboot of Swamp Thing as a horror film is currently in development as part of the DCU, with James Mangold in early talks to write and direct the film. With that being said, thanks for watching. Next time we'll be talking about Batman from 1989. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to see more, consider giving a like or rating and subscribing with notifications so you never miss an episode. It's free. Also feel free to check out our other episodes and share this podcast with others on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. We'll see you next time on Movie Rewind.